time out of busy schedules, I'm sure. My name is Rupa and I am running for Board of Education. Just to give you a little background on myself, I know my name is a little unique. My parents moved here from India about 55 years ago, and I was born and raised here, so I'm actually a product of the education system, the public education system. I grew up in Wayne in North Jersey, and one of the things I did in high school that really got me involved in education was I did a work-study program for the assistant superintendent's office. So education has always been in my blood. I got to learn a lot when I did my internship. I did it for about 4 years. I even went back after college. I did graduate from Rutgers University, and I have a degree in economics. And my first job out of college was in banking. So I was part of a project management team for mergers and acquisitions. So one of my main functions was bridging and building two banks together, merging everyone. So I have a lot of background in project management, performance management, and training and development. So I took some time off. I have two wonderful boys who are in 11th grade and 9th grade right now in the high school. And my husband and I moved here about 9 years ago from Old Bridge because we loved the schools. We had a lot of friends that lived in Monroe, and they raved and raved about the curriculum. So we moved here. I stayed home with them the last 15 years, but I worked part-time for a stock and day trading company doing curriculum design and project management. I was keeping my skills alive a little bit before I went back to work, which I am working now full-time again for a global pharmaceutical company in training and development and HR and human performance management. So while I was home with my children, I have been heavily involved in the schools. I was the Barclay Brook Brookside PTA president for 2 years. Then I went on to the middle school as my kids were shifting. I was an officer in the PTO there for 5 years, serving as the vice president, a treasurer, and 2 years as the president. So I've been very involved there. In that time too, I also stayed involved. I was on the District Wellness Council Committee for 7 years. I'm a 7-year member for that. So we look at all the policies around food and wellness for the children. I have been going to the Board of Ed meetings religiously for the last 9 years, and if I miss a meeting, I watch the videos. And I do go to all the curriculum meetings that the Board of Ed has as part of one of their committees. So I do go to that because curriculum is what I love. It's part of who I am because I do that as my everyday job anyway. And I also participated in the first ad hoc committee that the board did about growth. It was a committee that actually did the big redistrict that we had a couple years ago. And I've also been part of the committees where the Board of Education had these pillars where we're looking at different areas like communication, curriculum, finance. So I was a member of those committees. So you can see I've been very involved in the kids. And one of the reasons why I decided to run for Board of Education this year was that I walked into a couple Board of Ed meetings where the Board of Ed members were walking out. And to me, no matter how tough the Board of Ed, how tough anything's been, I've never left or quit or never walked out on the kids. Because it can be hard managing volunteers. It's very hard. They're not paid. It's a different environment, but I've never walked out of them. So when I saw Board of Ed members walking out, you walked out on the kids, you walked out on the teachers, you walked out on the staff, and the community. They're elected members. You're supposed to be serving us. So I wanted to, then I threw my hat in saying, you know what, it's time for a change, and I have been involved. I know the issues, so I'm going to run. So I threw my hat in. And here I am today, but I want to continue to be that voice for the children, which I've always been, and be the voice for the parents, and now I want to add the community piece in too, because I know, we can't everyone's got to work together in order to keep our education system flowing.